Welcome to Insightful Gaming, your go-to source for the best Destiny 2 builds, tips, and strategies. Today, we're diving into a Void Warlock build that's all about infinite grenades, explosive damage, and unmatched survivability using Contraverse Hold and Graviton Lance. Whether you're pushing through Grandmaster Nightfalls, Legend Lost sectors, or seasonal activities, this setup keeps your abilities flowing, your enemies exploding, and your Guardian unkillable. If you love Void builds, grenade spam, and Devour healing, this is the perfect build for you. Let's break it all down. The centerpiece of this build is Contraverse Hold, exotic gauntlets that focus on grenade spam and damage resistance. The perk, Chaos Exchanger, grants damage resistance while charging grenades and refunds grenade energy when hitting enemies with a charged grenade. This exotic allows you to survive incoming damage while charging Chaos Accelerant grenades and gives you grenade energy refunds, allowing you to spam grenades endlessly for crowd control and damage. It synergizes perfectly with Graviton Lance and Void Fragments for infinite ability uptime and health regeneration through Devour. The primary weapon for this build is Graviton Lance, an exotic Void pulse rifle that fits perfectly into this playstyle thanks to its Void damage, chain explosions, and ability cooldown synergy. Its first perk, Black Hole, makes the second shot in a burst deal high damage with no fall-off, making it deadly at all ranges. The second perk, Cosmology, causes final blows to make enemies explode, sending void projectiles that track nearby enemies and deal additional AoE damage. Graviton Lance is a top-tier choice for this build because Void kills trigger Contraverse, hold grenade refunds, and feed the Void's Devour healing, keeping your abilities constantly active. The Cosmology explosions clear groups of enemies with ease, making it perfect for high-end activities where crowd control is key. These explosions also generate orbs of power when paired with mods, fueling armor charges and speeding up grenade cooldowns. Its versatility at long and mid-range makes it an excellent weapon for handling both groups of enemies and tougher targets. For abilities, this build uses Vortex grenades, which deal lingering damage and trap enemies, making them perfect for weaken effects with Fragments. The melee ability, Pocket Singularity, sends enemies flying and makes them volatile, triggering ability cooldowns. Healing Rift is the class ability, providing survivability and powering grenade cooldowns through bomber mods. The super ability is Nova Bomb with the Cataclysm variant, offering high damage tracking void explosions that create chain reactions to wipe out groups of enemies. The aspects in this build focus on infinite ability loops. Feed the Void grants Devour when you get a kill with a Void ability, restoring health and resetting cooldowns. This keeps you alive while fueling grenade regeneration and ability spam. Chaos Accelerant enhances grenades by letting you overcharge them for massive AoE damage and longer durations, turning grenades into devastating crowd control tools that make it easier to handle groups of enemies or champions. To push the build even further, this setup uses 4 key fragments to optimize cooldowns and damage. Echo of Undermining makes grenades. Weaken enemies, increasing damage output and making them more vulnerable to follow-up attacks from Graviton Lance's chain explosions. Echo of Provision allows grenade damage to regenerate melee energy, ensuring Pocket Singularity is always available to weaken enemies and fuel ability loops. Echo of Exchange keeps the loop going by regenerating grenade energy when you land melee final blows. Echo of Remnants makes grenades last longer, maximizing damage and control in tight areas and ensuring grenades stay active to keep the loop running. These fragments create constant synergy between grenades, melees, and healing effects, turning you into a walking Void powerhouse. To complement this ability loop, the armor mods for this build are designed to maximize cooldowns and orb generation. On the helmet, Harmonic Siphon generates orbs of power from Void weapon kills, which pairs perfectly with Graviton Lance. Ashes to Assets generates super energy from grenade kills, ensuring Nova Bomb is always ready for high priority targets. Dynamo grants super energy when using Healing Rift near enemies, allowing you to stay aggressive while keeping your super charged. For the gauntlets, Momentum Transfer reduces melee cooldowns when grenades deal damage. Grenade Kickstart refunds grenade energy immediately after a throw, and Focusing Strike restores class ability energy when dealing melee damage. Together, these mods ensure grenades, melees, and class abilities are always ready when you need them. For the chest mods, Charged Up increases the number of armor charges you can carry, giving you more cooldown boosts, while Void Resistance and Harmonic Resistance reduce incoming Void damage, adding durability for high difficulty activities. On the legs, Absolution reduces cooldowns for all abilities when picking up Orbs of Power. Innovation reduces grenade cooldowns specifically, and Orbs of Restoration restores energy to the least charged ability, ensuring that grenades, melees, and Healing Rift are always available. Finally, the Warlock Bond features Bomber to reduce grenade cooldowns when using Healing Rift, Distribution to lower all cooldowns when using Rift near enemies, and Reaper to generate Orbs of Power after weapon kills following a class ability use. These mods complete the ability loop and keep grenades, melee, and Rift energy flowing throughout any encounter. The gameplay loop of the build revolves around opening fights with Graviton Lance to trigger Void explosions and clear out enemies while charging Chaos Accelerant grenades for massive AoE damage. Throw grenades into groups to weaken enemies and trigger Contraverse Hold's grenade refunds, ensuring you always have grenades ready. Activate Devour using Feed the Void to gain instant health regeneration and ability cooldowns, letting you stay aggressive and sustain damage during fights. Generate Orbs of Power through Graviton Lance's kills, recharging armor charges and keeping grenade cooldowns low. Use Healing Rift to activate Bomber mods, further reducing grenade cooldowns while keeping you alive in tougher fights. This gameplay loop ensures you're always able to throw grenades, heal through Devour, and clear enemies with explosive Void energy. This build is perfect for Grandmaster Nightfalls, where you need survivability, crowd control, and ability loops to handle champions and dense enemy spawns. It excels in Legend Lost sectors, making solo farming for exotic drops fast and efficient. It also dominates seasonal activities, where waves of enemies require quick add clear and high burst damage. Finally, it's a great option for raids and dungeons, providing crowd control, debuffs, and support for your fire team while still delivering high damage. This Void Warlock build is unstoppable with Contraverse Hold, Graviton Lance, and infinite grenades. You'll clear waves, melt champions, and dominate endgame PvE content with ease. If you enjoyed this guide, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment for more Destiny 2 builds and let us know what guides you'd like next. Thanks for watching Insightful Gaming, stay sharp Guardian, and eyes up.